Alright, welcome to the video about making your very own first website in Dreamweaver. Now, you just need to follow on and do the stuff on your computer as you see it happen in the video. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create a folder where you're going to save everything. So I've put mine in my Digitech folder. I've created a folder for term 4 and I'm just calling it first website. Now this is going to be an empty folder for now, but eventually Dreamweaver will save everything in there. So you need to make a folder on your computer and call it first website. Now what we need to do is actually open Dreamweaver. So we go and we find it, we open it up, and it comes up and it looks a little bit like this. So we actually want to create a website. So we're going to tell Dreamweaver to make a new site. So we're going to Site up here in the ribbon, click on Site, click on New Site, and Dreamweaver has two questions for us. What do we want this new site to be called, and where do we want to save it? So let's just call it website 1, and we're going to find our folder that we created a minute ago, first website, in our Digitech folder, and we're going to open that and select that. And now we're ready to go. All we need to do is tell Dreamweaver to save this. Okay, so this is our site, and obviously in our website we want some pages. So we're going to create our very first page. So we'll go up to File, we're going to click on New, and we're going to just start with a blank page. Now later on we'll do some templates and stuff like that, but for now we're going to make the same thing all together. So we're going to start with blank page, we're going to do a HTML one, and I want you to pick the 2-column fixed left sidebar header and footer, just so that we're all doing the same thing just for this first website. And then we're going to tell Dreamweaver to create that for us. Now you will open it up and yours might look like this. All right. So that's that website. It's got the 2 columns. The sidebar is on the left, and it's got a header up here, and right down the bottom it's got a footer. Now yours might have opened up in the split view like mine did, in which case you can actually see all of the code. So this is like the behind the scenes code that writes and shows us this HTML page. Okay, now just to show that again, you can just look at the code, you can look at a split version of it, which is the easiest one, or you can just look at the design. So I'm going to stay in the split version, and basically I want to find in my code this title. So to do that, I just click on that and it goes straight to where it is in here. Now notice how I'm highlighting it in the code section and it highlights in the design. So it's showing me what I selected basically. Now you can see this, the H1 here, that's telling me that this is a heading and it's in the style 1. I can also see that down here, and I can see what a heading 1 looks like. It's quite large. If I go down here to the clearing method, this also looks like a heading, but we can have a look and it's actually a heading 2 in our code, or down here it's got the heading 2. So it's a slightly smaller one, but it's nice and bold and big anyway. So I'm going to go back up here to my instructions. Now I can edit this 2 different ways. I can either go over here and type and just highlight that and type in a new title. So I'm going to call it Were Those First Website. And if I look over here, nothing's happened. It still says instructions. So if I actually want to see it say Were Those First Website and I typed it into the code, what I need to do is go down to the bottom here where it says refresh and click refresh. And it changes it in my actual design element or part of the website. Now I can change this also, instead of just typing in here, I can type in the design section by highlighting everything. Now you can see over here of this what I've highlighted, and it's between this P and this P. Well, that's the paragraph. It's HTML is saying open up a paragraph. I want you to write all of this information in a paragraph, and this bit says close that paragraph. So I can either type over here and hit that refresh, or I can just type straight over here. So this is my first website. Okay. So you might like to make some changes to yours at this particular stage. So, I'm going to say this is the home page. Okay, and I'm going to change this one and just type in some simple information. All right, so my information's added. I'll just go back to the design bit and I have a look. I've got my big title and bit of information. This is the home page, something about being easy. It's pretty simple to make. And what else is there? Well, most websites have more than one page, so we're going to make a few more pages and add them all together. First of all, though, I don't like all this information in the bit over here, so I'm going to go and get rid of that. I'm going to go back to my code. I'm going to click in here so that I find the code that relates to it, and I want to get rid of all of that. I want to get rid of all of the paragraphs in that side section, so I'm going to highlight it and just click delete, and it's gone in the code. But to make sure that I don't see it over here, I have to click refresh. Right, so now if I go back to the design, I've just got my title and my information and my links there. Okay, now we haven't actually given this a title name, so we'll just call it Were Those homepage. You can call yours whatever you like, and we should actually save this so that we don't lose it. So we're going to go save as, and we're already in the same folder because Dreamweaver remembers where we started this. So we're in the first website, and I'm going to call this index. Now that's my home page is called index. So always call your first page index so that you know that that's that home page, the first page, and it's .html, and click save. Now you can see over here that I've got one page in my website. So that's kind of like a bit that shows you all the information that you have so that you can keep track of it all. Now, obviously what we want is more than one page, and we want these links here to actually work and go to something. Now we're going to cheat a little bit, and we're going to just save this page, our first page, as something else. So we don't have to create a new page. We'll go File, Save As, and we've got our home page, our index, and now we want a new one. So I'm going to go page 1, right, HTML, and that's just going to create a second page. So I go save, and I've got a second page. How do I know I've got a second page? Well, up here I've got my index page. All right, that's my index page, and this is my page 1. Now page 1 looks exactly like my index page. Nothing's happening, nothing's changing when I click over there, and that's because I just saved it as something different. So let's actually change this. We'll go into here and we'll go Were Those, so we'll call this, instead of Were Those First Website, we'll call this page 1, and we'll just change some of the writing so that it looks different. This is page 1 of my website, and we'll change some of the other stuff. Right, now once you've made your second page, you want to save it. So we go File, and you can either click Save or you can click Save All. If you click Save All, it just means that everything you've been working on is saved at the same time. So that way you don't forget to save something that you've done. So I'm just going to click Save All. Now I've got my index page. It's got Were Those Website. Let's just go to Design here. We've got Were Those First Website. That's my home page, my index. And page 1. Looking in design as well, page 1. So they're different now. We can see that they're different, and now we want to actually link them. We're going to use this link here to link them, and then we kind of have our website. So go back to our split one. Now on page 1, we want a link here that's going to take us back to the home page. No matter where you are on a website, you can nearly always click one little spot and go back to the front page, the home page of that website. So that's what we want. So we need to highlight our link 1. You can see over here in the code, this is our link 1. That's the words that are represented in the box. And this blue bit here is going to be the hyperlink. Now, it's not that difficult, so just follow along and take your time. So we've got our what we want linked highlighted. And then we're going to go Insert, and we want to insert a hyperlink. That's that blue kind of underlined writing that you see that takes you to a new page. So click Hyperlink. Now, do we want to call it link 1? I don't think so. People will just go, what is that? So what we want to call it is home page. Now we need to tell Dreamweaver what are we linking to. So we're going to browse for this. We've only got 2 pages, so it's pretty easy for us to find it. Our home page is the index. So you want to click on index and it's going to take us there. So just click OK. Now the next thing that we need to do is click self, and we can leave everything else there blank. So we go OK. Now, when we click out, we look at this. Wait a minute, it just says home page. There's no link there. Okay, if we go here, we can see that it says home page now, but there is some kind of link happening here. So to see this, what we need to do is we'll go back to design, still no link, but what we'll do is we'll click on this button here, which is live. And this is saying that we can move this into a live view. Okay, so we're in live view now. You can see the page has kind of changed, and if we hover over this link, the little hand comes up suggesting that I can click on it as opposed to just the arrow of my mouse. So if I do click on it, nothing happens, but I want to know if it works. I want to know if it takes it back. So what I need to do is just hold down Control and then press click, and look at that. We've gone back to were those first websites. So we've gone back to the home page, which is what our link was meant to do. Now we haven't actually linked any of these up, so they won't work yet. So let's click out of this live, go back to split, go to our first page, and let's link this one, our link 1, on our first page to our page 1. So from a home page to page 1. So we go, remember, insert, hyperlink, and let's just call it page 1 for the simple easiness of it. Let's tell Dreamweaver that we want to link to page 1, and we'll go here, self, and click OK. Now again, click back into design. If we click into live, we can see if this works. Yes, the little hand changes. Press Control down and click, and it should go to page 1. It does. And clicking on home page, it goes back to home page. So there you have it. We've created our very first website with 2 pages, and they're linked. And you use the same techniques to create your very own website for whatever topic it is that you'll end up doing. Have fun.